Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. So we just got an exciting announcement from the team at X-Flag, and then they are going to revive some limited time hatchers, and then also the quests to go with it, so that you can do the Ascension. And yeah, I thought I would make this video in a hurry, since the hatchers will be available this Friday from noon, and it will last for 24 hours. So we got to act on that fast. So for this video, I will look at the different hatcher monsters available. And then I'll also take a quick look at the drop monsters of those events, which will also be available for about 2 weeks after the one-day hatcher. So yeah, let's look at what there is and see what is worth it. So the first event was these limited time summer characters, and then we have Tequila Alpha here. And yeah, she's wearing the summertime yukata, summertime kimono. And very cool design, but both of her versions are very underpowered. They both have double null abilities, which are nice, but yeah, low stats and not good bump combos or strike shots. So I would pass on her. Nomno Alpha, however, the evolution version I feel is really good. It's just a Pierce with no gravity barrier, a big X laser, and then a strike shot where she does extra damage in the weak points. But it's a strong character, good stats all around, simple to use, critical luck skill. So yeah, I can recommend her. The Ascension form, unfortunately, is really stuck with the one-way laser. If it were a lock-on one-way laser, maybe it'd be a different story, but it's just the one-way, so yeah. And then finally we have one of my favorite characters, and that is Satan. This is the alpha version. The evolution has the 8-turn null everything strike shot, and he was the first hatcher monster to have that. And his transcendent form really kind of built off of that and made a really strong character. This guy is not so strong, even though he looks very cool. The Ascension version is just a bounce with a couple slayers, nothing too fancy. And yeah, those are the hatcher monsters there. We got two 4-star hatcher monsters, Pinocchio and Joan Manjiro. You don't need to worry about them. And then of the quest monsters, maybe this guy could be worth it. He's got Robot Slayer L, or Mech Slayer L, and he is a 4-star. So he could go to the 5-star and under quests. And you don't need as many you know, null gimmick abilities for there. Slayers are pretty helpful, so he might be useful. Otherwise, we also have the 5-star drop monsters. The null damage walls I would not really recommend. They only have the single null damage wall ability in their bounce, so not too exciting. Melonhead, when this guy first came out, I really recommended him. He's a Pierce with no warp, no gravity barrier. But I only recommended him because he was only one of the very few drop monsters to have that null ability. Now there are more, and this guy's stats are so low that he's not a very good damage source. The evolution is kind of interesting, a bounce with no gravity barrier, and then he has the slice and dice bump combo. So he can do good damage in weak points and to scorpions, so he might be interesting. And then these quests, they're very old. So using, you know, more recent monsters, they might be super easy to go through. So if you just needed more max lux to build up spirit points, that might be worth it. Okay, so that was summer. Now we'll move on to Halloween of that year. And here they are. Here we have an alpha version of Ibaraki Doji. And yeah, so-so. Pierce null damage wall. Bounce, another Pierce null damage wall. Nothing too exciting. And then here's Ribbon Alpha, and very cool design, cool abilities. 8-turn tackle strike shot, full resistance, but again, just no real attack power. The Ascension is okay. She's got Deity Slayer M, and she's a Pierce, so it's easy to hit bosses' weak points. But again, strike shot and bump combo are not very good. And then there's Beethoven Alpha. The evolution form, I think, is still interesting. He's a Hakua hunter, basically. No null abilities, but pretty solid stats. A triple Slayer, and a strike shot where he creates that little field like Marishten and then bounces around. So he can do hit stops. Ascension form, not too interesting. Bounce with no gravity barrier, yeah. And then the drop monsters, I do like Vampina, or Nyanpire as I like to call her. Evolution form is a bounce with flight, and then Sprite Slayer L. Sprite Slayer L, that's already very good. And then she has a null ability, so that's cool. And you could use her for Magmel, actually, as your max luck. But I don't know, I think there are better options out there, but she could be usable. And then there's the Ascension form. She's a Pierce with Minesweeper, and then a Mancer Slayer. And she's pretty good, but I have the max luck of Mikumo, who is another Pierce with Minesweeper. So I don't know. But actually, of all of the drop monsters, I'm most likely to make the max luck of Vampina here. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll just make it and then, slide her back and forth, see which version I want to use. Probably the evolution. And then here, this is Billy. He's a Pierce with a null damage wall, so you could use him for Bishamonten or Horai. But I, again, think there are better options out there. 4 stars, nothing much there. Alright, so let's move on to the Christmas... No, I'm sorry, we'll skip that Christmas event. And then we'll go to the next year's Halloween event. Because that's how they're grouping the Hatchers. Summer and Halloween in one Hatcher, and then Christmas and the movie in the other Hatcher, so... Okay, so here's the second Halloween event. They have alternate artwork of Apollo. Same stats as the original, just new artwork. And then new artwork for Apollo X. New artwork for Sinbad Ascension, I'm sorry. And then Halloween version of Kuhurin. And then this one you can make into the Transcendent form. So that's kind of nice. Apollo and Apollo X, they're, perfectly good monsters. Apollo X is probably going to get Transcendent form sometime sooner or later. I think Sinbad, though, is the worst character of this Hatcher, because he has an evolution form that's also really good. But you can't slide this guy. He's stuck in his Ascension form, so... yeah, if you already had, other versions of Sinbad, then that would be fine. But if this was the only one that you had, you would be a little bit limited. But yeah, that is the second Halloween Hatcher that will be grouped with the first Halloween and the summer. Okay, here we are. So here we have just Hatcher monsters. One of them is D'Artagnan. This is the Ascension version. And then Raphael, the Transcendent version. And then here is Corsair, the Ascension version. And Miyamoto Musashi, the Ascension version. And yeah, these are also just like new looks, same abilities as the previous ones. D'Artagnan is awesome if you can pull her, because she's a limited character in the Water Hatcher. Same thing for Raphael, and then she's a Transcendent form, just out of the Hatcher, so that'll save you materials there. Corsair and then Musashi, however, same deal as Sinbad. They are stuck in their single version, even though they have good, evolution versions. But yeah, still very usable. Corsair Ascension and Miyamoto Musashi Ascension. And then they will be mixed in with the movie monsters. And then in the movie Hatcher, there are 2 limited characters. One of them is Alternative Dragon. Only place you can get this guy. He's a Pierce with flight and null damage wall. And that's pretty versatile, I would say. Good for Marishten, floor 33 of the Tower of the Champions. You could use him for Magmel as well, if you like to use Pierce monsters in there. Pretty strong bump combo in the breath. I like that one. And then the other limited monster is the 4-star monster, Epoca. And she is worth pulling the Hatcher just all by herself. She's one of the best 4 stars in the game. She's a Pierce with a double null ability, Minesweeper Null Warp, Plasma Bump combo, and a Delay Strike Shot. You can't get much better than that. So definitely pull for this. And then we have alternate artworks of a few different monsters. One is Ryoma, the Transcendent version. Next is Napoleon, also a limited monster in the Water Hatcher. People keep saying her Transcendent form is coming soon. Next is Amakusa Shiro, the Evolution version. And yes, unfortunately she has a really good Ascension form as well. But this version is locked in the Evolution version, so... yeah, people are also thinking maybe she'll get a Transcendent form soon. Next is Ribbon, and this is the Transcendent form. And then Arthur, the Ascension form, who looks very cool. And then, yeah, these will be mixed in with the Chrsitmas Hatcher monsters. And then, as for what I am going to do, as much as I like the summer characters, I'm going to skip that Hatcher altogether. I'm going to skip all the Hatcher, I'm going to skip all the summer monsters and all the Halloween monsters. I think I'll live without them. But I am going to pull for the Chrsitmas and the movie Hatcher. From Chrsitmas, I could use any of them actually. I don't have any of them. I would like Raphael the most. Even though I prefer the artwork of the standard one more, just her abilities and her usefulness makes me want to have even this version. And then D'Artagnan could be cool. Hopefully she'll get a Transcendent form soon, but we'll see. And then from the movie Hatcher, of course I want Epoca. And of all of the other characters, I want Ryoma the most. I don't have him now. And then this is maybe my favorite artwork of his, where he's facing away. It looks pretty cool. Otherwise, Alternative Dragon, I would love him just because he's not available anywhere else. And then all of the other guys, Napoleon would be good. People again keep saying her Transcendent form is coming soon, so she could be good for that. And then this Arthur looks pretty darn cool, so yeah. So yeah, I am going to get ready for Friday, and then pull that Hatcher, get Epoca. And then as for Max Lux, I am going to make... I might make Vampina, and that's it, I think. Yeah. Oh, and one other thing. Also for the kind of that time event, they're going to make the quest for Jiraiya available for 7 stamina per play. I did not want to make the max luck of him because he's awesome for Hodai, but I already have the max luck of Wataberion, and I wanted to use him in there. But at 7 stamina, it's kind of hard to say no to Jiraiya. His quest is not too hard, so that could be another max luck for your max luck bonuses or for your spirit crests. And then, actually, if you make 2 of the max luck of Jiraiya, you can fuse them together so that he can get an Able Berry, and that would make him even better, so that might be worth doing. But yeah, that was a brief look at the upcoming event this Friday, and yeah, hopefully you're also ready for that. Alright, we'll see you again. Take care.